Hey, hello and welcome back to Lebo's Machines. As you can see, with the Clio, with Sonic, and also with fucking the M3. So basically, what we're doing today is we are going to go and see Venom, the E46 M3. A lot of things has happened. It was supposed to go for a big brake kit. Ooh, nice M3. Techie. It was supposed to go for a big brake kit, and well, it's transpired into seeing that potentially it's gonna need a lot of rust protection. So yeah, it's pretty intense, and something that I'm gonna have to spend big money on. But with the man Rich, he has had the plan. But yeah, it's pretty good. Actually, it's not pretty good. It's pretty crap for my wallet, but the M3 is going to be in proper good nick. So the E92 needs to be worked on as well. That'll be done. Sonic is just a run around car at the moment. I might go track day on Saturday. I don't think I will. And then we've got the Clio V6, which I will be taking out very soon. But it's starting to be snowy now, as you guys can see. It's clear skies, quite nice skies, but in a sense, it should be quite slippery, so I might go for a little test drive soon. But let's get the car started up and yeah, go and see Rich. Can't beat a 5-cylinder in the morning or in the afternoon. But yeah, gotta go drive to Rich now and basically go and see what's going on with the E46. Excited but also scared, you feel what I'm saying? Okay, so in there is my E46 M3. Now, the shock of shocks of how flipping rusty the underside is a bit crazy. But here, let's go and look. We got the man with the tool, Mr. Richard.
Welcome to the repair club. Pre-renovation,
Yep.
but
Marvin
had a bit of an emergency, which you're going to see in a second.
VIP treatment for his nephew.
Yeah, we haven't got any flooring, we haven't got any units, everything's on the floor in drinks trays.
Proper race car vibes. So what Rich is doing, at first it was supposed to be a big brake kit replacement, which is what I had here. So as you can see, AP Racing brakes, can't really go wrong. They're going to get sorted simple, and they've got CSL discs for the back and RS29 pads. The bonnet is something that doesn't open. Someone stole that, so that's got to go. This thing here, just to show you. But what Rich found underneath. Rich, you already explained it to me. Would you like to explain to the audience how crazy it is?
I don't even know where to start. Let's go with the bad side first. So, essentially, I was about to start taking the brake pads and discs and everything off. The junction between the hard brake pipe and what I can only assume was the original flexi pipe was absolutely rotten to bits. I mean, you can see there where I've cut the pipe because it won't even undo that brake union. This whole area is completely corroded. This will definitely at least need a new bracket that basically holds the junction between the flexi pipe and the hard pipe. So that needs to come off, and a new bracket needs to be re-welded. That whole area there needs to be, well, ideally cut off, but potentially for the time being, just all the rot ground back and treated. As you move up, so completely separate to the brakes, you've got the strut that goes up into the strut tower that I noticed there was quite a lot of peeling of the original underseal, so I just kept on going and going and going, and I've got to take this this little box there, don't know what that is, probably something to do with the fuel filler, and drop the strut, which I'm about to do now, and basically treat that whole area. I think it's salvageable, but if Marvin had waited, another 5-10 years, something like that, you'd be driving down the road and that would just be smashing straight through your strut top. I don't know if you guys want to turn back and look at this bit here. Can you look at that side?
Yeah.
And the pièce de la résistance, you've got the double skin, essentially that inner skin. This whole area, probably like 2 or 3 inches all the way across, was absolutely rotten to bits. I mean, look, literally, it was coming away. So it looks crude. I've pulled back that skin because what I don't want to happen is this completely rotten skin is touching on the back of the outer skin. I don't want the outer skin to start catching that corrosion, which it has partly, but I just want to stop it. And then at some point in the near future, maybe probably short to medium term, you got to take that to a body shop and get that whole area, the rear quarter, replaced and rewelded. But we're just going to try to halt the corrosion for the time being.
Yeah, so as you can see, Rich is really at it at the moment. We're clocking as well that the previous owner has spent money, but has spent it in the wrong way, would you say?
Both in the wrong way and in terms of obvious stuff like the poly bushes. Like he's done the whole subframe. Why you drop the whole subframe, press in some poly bushes, and not just take the opportunity to powder coat it, like sandblast it, powder coat it, do it properly, put it back. Because you look at those lovely brand new poly bushes, which aren't old.
Yeah, I would literally show them.
They're not old. But look, you've got the opportunity to treat all of that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to make it concourse, but the fact that you've gone to the effort of dropping the diff, you've taken all the suspension components apart, you've dropped the subframe, you've pressed in brand new poly bushes, and you've not even given it a lick of paint. Crazy.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business.
So,
Units all the way,
that's what we're dealing with at the moment. Pretty crazy. That's kind of the things you've got to look for E46 for M3. The engine in this is sweet. Majority of the stuff is quite sweet. Rich, would you say I bought a lemon or no?
A lime?
A lime.
I don't know what that means.
A lime.
But, I mean, it's a lemon with a bit of its skin peeled off. But we will replenish it. I've just taken the strut off. So this has come down so you can see what's underneath there.
So it's a BC Racing coilover, and it should be quite new. He replaced them.
Right. So you see that area?
Yes.
Essentially what the coilover's done is it's sort of saved in a way that area that it actually mounts on. There's a little bit of corrosion there, right? But water's probably not gone past where it's been pressed against that. It's been everything around that. Probably actually where it's pressed, it's sort of pressed the factory coating away.
Yeah.
And then water's just crept. It's probably crept in around this area and up and over. Because again, anything that's a water trap just...
It's not on the other side, is it? The rust?
On the inside of the car?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No. So the only thing you can see is just around this edge. But again, now this is off, I'll treat that.
Yeah.
Both sides. I need to find out where it extends to. I think if it was terrible, you would, like the arch, see it bubbling through this side. And again, this is going to be a weak spot. So where those two pieces of steel are basically pressed together and like spot welded,
yes,
that will be where rust will harbour. But nothing's on the inside.
Makes sense.
With your battery, it's hard to say at the moment without looking underneath, without taking that extra plastic off, if that has come from maybe a leaking battery or if water's ingressed maybe through like a light cluster or a boot seal or something, and it's just sat there and it's actually rusted from the inside. Okay. Which I think I'd prefer in a way. I'd prefer it to be here localized than it to have come through, because then you're looking at a new battery tray, and again that's a body shop cutting out a section and welding it. That's the joy of having a seized bolt that just got to wind it in and out so it doesn't strip it. Give it a couple more turns. Back up. Couple more. Back up. Off it comes.
That was wicked.
I'll have a lifetime of getting rid of shit like this, trust me.
Should I take the cap off at the top?
I think it will. Just want it down enough. I don't want to take the whole thing apart. I just want to drop this just enough. I tell you what, how did those tabs come off?
Gee whiz, the whole wing is rusted out there. Oh shit.
Yeah, you see, it's... Well, I don't actually think it's gone beyond that. See that?
Yeah.
See that? I don't think it's gone further. Because I think you'd see it from in here. There's a tiny bit there, but that's coming from that actuator. That pops out and locks it, prevents you opening the...
That's broken as well, so...
Yeah, mine on way 36 is broken.
Yeah.
Funny enough. I've just bought a new one.
Okay.
£26.
£26 for that?
Just for a stupid actuator. Oh, come on, man. What's that got in it? It feels like it's got some sort of like metal cock or float valve or something. I just want that to slide off.
As you can see, I'm being very helpful.
Don't want to snap anything, I just want to get it out of the way. Come on. There you go. What's that attached to now? Got resistance just because of those pipes?
Yeah, I think
All I want to do is just move it out of the way. There we go. Just to see, let me get a longer screwdriver, how far that...
Gee whiz.
Oh wow. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Like I need a tiny little
Chisel.
blade on the end of that. Okay, I think I'm at the end of it. See that? It's not pretty, but I think we can probably save it. Yeah, so look. Rubberized factory, under seal. Should be quite white, but it just gets dirty with time. Sits against the metal, sits against the chassis, water creeps in, spiders out, and just carries on going. Literally just carries on going as far as it can go. Gosh. Until it's found no more metal and it's eating it all. But look, you've got, you know, like you see on Car SOS,
Yeah.
when they got their, what do they call it, the screwdriver of whatever. If you're not poking through, roughly speaking, you're okay. Yes, it would have compromised the steel a bit in an area that you ultimately do want it to have the most protection, but looking at the amount that's come off, I'd say that's on the limit. I think I'll grind it all back, check it all out. I'll remove that properly. I'll just take all the pipes off, drop that unit out, and then just just grind it back, see what we're left with, and either treat or look at plan B. Where you need the caliper to go. So obviously you'll go for, I don't even know the diameter, I'm going to call it frickin' huge. Floating discs. So yeah, that will sit there, and those carriers there will bolt to the hub and hold it out. So on your rear brakes, what I'm assuming is going on, if we haven't got anything else here, is if those are physically larger diameter, you will need a carrier or a spacer, whatever you want to call it, to hold your caliper further out.
Okay.
So if we measure that,
I think they're 18 millimeters.
let's just have a look.
I think.
Alright, so the new ones are 330, 32, what's that? 326, 328. If you type in CSL disc on the internet, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Those are 328.
Oh, so maybe you have CSL disc already on.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, same.
Oh, maybe you had CSL disc already on it then.
Could it be the thickness? I haven't got my gauge here, but it's 20. It's 20, so.
Oh, so you had CSL disc already on. That's cool.
Yeah, so if I look behind there, if he's done this a while ago and he's spaced it out, so but yeah, basically that's where the caliper there bolts to the hub. I mean, to me this all looks factory. This doesn't look any different.
Okay.
It might be worth checking if
Yeah, there's nothing in the paperwork.
might be worth checking if like stock M3 rears are the same as CSL. But if you're saying they're not, then maybe these were done.
The discs are not. They're apparently bigger.
Maybe these were done. So all that will be raptored, painted up, textured, so it looks as factory as possible. I'm happy to reuse that bracket. That really is quite solid. So this one I think we can salvage. The other side I need to get a bracket. Whether we have to buy the entire kit from Reedish or I don't know, fabricate something in the meantime. Rather than have to buy like, how many did they want? They wanted to buy like fuel brackets, all sorts of stuff for like 150 quid. Then we need to send off the caliper, so if you want to see that caliper.
Yeah.
This is where, sadly, you have a threaded piece. So these are all good. All these little bleed valves screw in nicely, they came out normally. Here is where you have the threaded one, so you see what happens.
Yeah.
Basically, it either gets over tightened. Normally, it gets over tightened. That's the thing. Like, this is going into aluminium, so the number one rule whenever you do any brake components is do not over tighten. I think it feels like you should do it because, oh shit, it's your brakes. Let's tighten it as tight as possible, but that's when you start fucking stuff up. So yeah, if you look inside there, especially at the top, you've got threads near the bottom, but you just don't want to risk it. You want threads from top to bottom. So professionally what happens is that gets drilled out to a wider diameter.
Yeah.
Then they'll tap it. Then they'll thread in probably a sleeve, probably like a what's it called, a time cert. So basically they screw that in, so then the outer diameter of the teeth that go into that hole straddle the widened hole, and then the inner diameter is that of a brand new bleed.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
So a lot of work to do, Rich. In there.
Yeah, so this little bad boy needs to get sent off and done properly. I mean, look, disclaimer, I have actually done one of these myself. I have actually tapped a caliper. It was a rear caliper on my wife's Beetle. I did it by hand. I thought if it all goes wrong, it's just a rear caliper for a Beetle, right? 50 quid. I actually managed to do it and it's perfect. I'm not going to risk it on these calipers. Because holding that, going in by hand, not using a pillar drill, the thing that can go wrong is either you go in at an angle and then you fucked it. You have to go in perfectly straight. It has to go straight down 90 degrees. The second thing that happens is when you're using a drill bit, it wants to go in. It wants to go in until there's like nothing the other side.
Yeah.
You've got that face. You've got basically the seal. The seal is made not by the threads. The seal is made by the tip of that sitting into a seat. So you go 1 micromillimeter too far with a drill, and you fuck that seal forever.
Yeah.
So it needs to go on a pillar in a proper engineering machine shop where they can set a height, they can go down to a certain level, then they can tap it, blow it all out, put the new time cert in, and all is good.
Decent brakes though?
Decent brakes. These are, I think, in all my time doing brake upgrades, probably the largest brakes I've ever seen.
It's going to be a monster when it's finally done.
I mean, Christ almighty. I've done 911 turbos and these are bigger than 911 turbos. Yeah, these are monsters. I mean, how big have we measured that?
I don't know.
Have we measured those?
No, I haven't measured it. Oh
What
gosh.
are the rears? 330 or
328?
328?
Yeah,
something like that?
328.
What are these? I mean, those are big rear brakes as well, but these are... Fucking hell. 355, 356? What's that? 355. Mental. I love it.
I had to do it, mate. Had to do
Love
it. I think they're better than the Renault Megane RS ones. I just thought as soon as I saw them, I got a deal on them as well. So
Nice.
decent, dude. Thank you for that. So as you can see, there's a lot of work to be done with the M3. Crazy, right? But at least it's in good hands and someone that I can trust. So that's a positive. And another positive, the fact that the car's gonna be nice, fresh, safe, and better than ever. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, from me, thank you for watching. Thanks to Richard as well for doing the car. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things that people always ask, and keep driving machines, keep loving them. Thank you for tuning into LeBeau's Machine. I'll see you next time.